Mr. Speaker, what this plan for health and social care does is deal after decades with the catastrophic costs faced by millions of people, the risks that they face up and down the country, that they could face the loss of their home, their possessions, their ability to pass on anything to their children. This is the government that is not only dealing with that problem, but understands that in order to deal with the problems of the NHS backlogs, you also have to fix social care. We're taking the tough decisions, Mr. Speaker, that the country wants to see. We're putting another £36 billion in. And what I'd like to know from the leader of the Labour Party, Mr. Speaker, is what is he going to do tonight? The silence from Mission Control in his...
Can I just say, if you don't want to hear the Prime Minister, I certainly do, and I can't hear him. It's not acceptable. Prime Minister, have you finished?
Leader of the Opposition, whether he's going to vote for our measures tonight, Mr. Speaker.
I know the House has been away, but it's still Prime Minister's questions. Keir Starmer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I noticed the Prime Minister didn't stand by his guarantee that no one will need to sell their house to pay for care. Let me explain why he didn't. Under the Prime Minister's plan, someone with £186,000, if you include the value of their home, that's not untypical across the country in all of your constituents, facing large costs because they have to go into care, will have to pay £86,000 under his plan, and that's before living costs. Where does the Prime Minister think that they're going to get that £86,000 without selling their home?
Mr. Speaker, as I think everybody understood in a long debate, a long statement yesterday, this is the first time that the state has actually come in to deal with the threat of these catastrophic costs, and thereby enabling, Mr. Speaker, the private sector, the financial services industry, to supply the products, the insurance products that people need to guarantee themselves against the cost of care. And what we're actually doing, Mr. Speaker, is lifting the floor, lifting the guarantee for up to £100,000, where nobody has to pay anything across the entire country.
You are
the
floor.
What we have to hear from the opposition is what they would do to fix the backlogs in the NHS,
Tax the rich,
and fix social care.
Oh, come on,
after decades of inertia and inactivity. What would he do?
Decades of inertia and activity from this government. Oh my God!
His plan is to impose an unfair tax on working people.
Yep.
My plan is to ensure that those with the broadest shoulders pay their fair share. That is the difference. That is the...
Order. Both sides. I need to hear the question. I also need to hear the answers. If there's some MPs who don't want to hear it, and I'm sure the constituents want to hear it, it's not good to shout either side down when they are either asking or answering a question. Please, our constituents are interested. I want to hear, and they'll want to hear. Keir Starmer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. His plan is to impose unfair taxes on working people. My plan is to ensure those with the broadest shoulders pay their fair share. I know they don't like
Capital
that.
gains tax.
The truth is, his plans don't do what he claims. People will still face huge bills. Many homeowners will need to sell their homes. He's not denying it when he could have done. And the Prime Minister has failed the only test he set for himself for social care. It was in the manifesto. Another manifesto promised, Prime Minister. No good shaking your head. And who's going to pay for the cost of this failure? Working people. Under his plan, a landlord renting out dozens of properties won't pay a penny more, but their tenants in work will face tax rises of hundreds of pounds a year. A care worker earning the minimum wage doesn't get a pay rise under this plan, but does get a tax rise. In what world is that fair?
Mr. Speaker, actually, the Institute for Fiscal Studies has confirmed that this is a broad-based and progressive measure. The top 20% of households by income will pay 40 times what the poorest 20% pay.
Yeah, but not as a proportion of their income, you twat.
The entire levy. Now, Mr. Speaker, he talks about his plan. Well, actually, it turns out I've been scouring the records for evidence of the Labour plan, and I found it, Mr. Speaker. In 2018, the current Shadow Secretary of State for Social Care joined forces with Nick Bowles and Norman Lamb to promote a new dedicated health and social care tax, Mr. Speaker, based on national insurance. The current, where is she? I can't see her in her place, Mr. Speaker. And she said this was to be the country's beverage moment. Well, is the Labour Party really going to vote against the new beverage moment tonight?
Mr. Speaker, let me tell you what an ambitious young member for Henley said in 2002 in this House.
Brilliant.
What he said in this House: national insurance increases are regressive. I wonder what happened to him. Mr. Speaker, if the Prime Minister is going ahead with this unfair tax, can he at least tell us this? Will his plan clear the NHS waiting list backlog by the end of this Parliament? Yes or no?
Mr. Speaker, I think the whole House, indeed the whole country, can appreciate that we at least have.
Where's the 350 million? Where's the 350 million? That's what you should be asking, Starmer.
And we at least understand, Mr. Speaker, that the only way to fix the long-term underlying problems in the NHS, the problem of delayed discharges, is to fix the crisis in social care as well, which Labour failed to address for decades. And we're going on ahead and doing it, Mr. Speaker. And what I've just understood...
God, I hate his voice.
I think out of that...
Shut up, you gargantuan twat.
...has floated a crouton of fact. He is going to vote against the measures tonight. They're going to vote against plans to fix the backlogs and fix social care. Vote Labour, Mr. Speaker. Wait longer.
Oh.
Mr. Speaker, it was a yes-no question. You either clear the backlog or you don't. And he can't even say that he'll do that. So there we have it. Working people will pay higher tax.
Yep.
Those in need will still lose their homes to pay for care. And he can't even say if the NHS backlog will be cleared. Well, he gesticulates, but they're all breaking their manifesto promises and putting up taxes on their working constituents for this.
Yep.
And, Mr. Speaker, tax rises aren't the only way he's making working people worse off. 2.5 million working families will face a double whammy. A national insurance tax rise and £1,000 a year universal credit cut. They're getting hit from both sides
£1,000 a year.
of all the ways to raise public funds. Why is the Prime Minister insisting on hammering working people?
Mr. Speaker, we're proud of what we've been doing throughout this pandemic to look after working people. We're proud of the...
What, by making them pay more in tax or national insurance and taking away what little credit they get? Yeah, because it's fucking terrible.
In higher wages and better skills, Mr. Speaker, and
what?
Working. That's why we've investing in 13,500 work coaches.
Here we go. He's going to come up with bullshit figures out of his arse. Has he mentioned the vaccines yet? Oh, shut up, you gargantuan twat. Where's the 350 million?
After years and years of stagnation, you are seeing wages are rising, Mr. Speaker. Wages are rising. Wages are rising for the lower paid. They believe in welfare. We believe in higher wages.
Yeah,
and higher
weak
skills
response from Starmer Stanley. I completely agree with that comment.
Higher wages and higher skills, he says. How out of touch he is. What do they laugh? What do they say to Rosie? What do they say to Rosie? Because Rosie's the sort of person that this impacts on. Laugh away. A single mother working on the minimum wage in a nursing home. She got in touch with me. She will lose £87 a month due to the universal credit cut. Wow. A huge amount to her. Yeah. She will now also be hit with a national insurance tax rise. She's asked for more shifts, and she can't get them. She's unable to get further help with childcare. What does the Prime Minister, what does the laughter say to Rosie? This is a government that underfunded the NHS for a decade before the pandemic. Took £8 billion out of social care before the pandemic.
£8 billion.
Then wasted billions of pounds of taxpayers' money on dodgy contracts, vanity projects,
dodgy contracts,
giveaways to their mates.
Where's the 350 million?
They cut stamp duty on second homeowners.
Yeah, they did.
Super tax deductions for the biggest companies.
Yeah.
And now they're telling millions of working people that they must cough up more tax. Isn't this the same old Tory party, always putting their rich mates and donors before working people?
Minister.
Well, I think very sadly, Mr. Speaker, what you're hearing is the same old nonsense from Labour, because what they want to do, they want to scrap a universal credit, and I have every sympathy for Rosie, and I admire her and families up and down the land.
Every sympathy. Bullshit. You've never had sympathy for anyone, you twat. You bloviated bin bag full of custard.
The fastest growing in the G7.
What?
Mr. Speaker,
no, it's not. You lying sack of shit.
The fastest opening up of any
the fastest growing in the G7.
And never forget that he would have kept up.
Oh, that is a way of manipulating the numbers. What a twat. You don't get to speak, mate. Shut the fuck up, you horrible... Oh, he mentioned the vaccines. There you go. What a knobhead. Fuck off, you absolute cock jockey. Fucking arsehole. Big fucking bloviated, custard-filled arsehole shitting all over everything. Oh, God, he's like a little yappy dog. Yap, 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 yap. Go fuck yourself, Johnson, you multi-millionaire, elite, privately educated, privileged twat. Fucking hell. Can't wait to the day I read his fucking obituary. What a piece of shit. Right.
A little more if you listen to Mr. Jones's question, David Jones.
We're gonna cut the feed now for the sound, because it's a softball question from one of the pathetic little Tory boys fawning over Johnson's every word. So basically, the Tory party have put up taxes on national insurance for the poorest people in the country. The poorest people in the country, and they're going to have to pay more in tax. The richest people aren't. The richest people who make their money through owning property or capital gains, they are not going to pay tax. They're not going to pay extra tax on their profits from one property to the next, from the rent that they get, from their vast fortunes they'll get from their hedge funds. They won't have to pay anything. But you will. Your family fucking will.
The interim period has been extended because clearly the
and now this piece of shit is going on, standing up in Parliament saying, well, you know, it's been underfunded for years. Yeah, by your fucking, your party, the Tory party. They behave like they haven't been in power for that long. Ian Blackford's coming on now.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday, without consultation, the Prime Minister announced plans to impose a regressive Tory poll tax on millions of Scottish workers. The
Tory poll tax, good way of putting it.
Foundation estimates that around 2 million families on low incomes will now pay an average of an extra £100 a year because of the Prime Minister's tax hike. Yet again, the Tories are fleecing Scottish families, hitting low and middle income workers and penalising the young. A Tory Work and Pension Secretary, former Tory Work and Pension Secretary, called it a sham. A former Tory Chancellor has said this is the poor subsidising the rich. A former Tory Prime Minister has called this regressive. Prime Minister, isn't this the case that this Tory tax hike is once again balancing the books on the backs of the poor and the young?
Mr. Speaker, the right honourable gentleman says there was no consultation. Actually, I much enjoy my conversations with representatives of the Scottish administration, and one thing they said to me was they wanted more funding for the NHS. Mr. Speaker. And I'm delighted that we're putting another 1.1 billion into the NHS. And
where's the 350 million a week? Where's the 350 million a week, cockhead?
I think that is
what? No, that wasn't the question. That wasn't mentioned. That wasn't mentioned at all. You're answering a different question. He did not mention the word referendum. Didn't talk about the referendum. You twat.
Because the facts are,
this is a tax
hike on the poor and on the young Prime Minister, and you should be ashamed of yourself, Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, we now know the economic direction of this toxic Tory government. We're going to see furlough scrapped, universal credit cut, more tax hikes for the low paid.
Yeah, for the low paid.
No doubt.
£9,000 a year, you're going to be paying more.
Of the Tories' austerity agenda.
If you're living off £9,000 a year, you're going to be paying more under this government.
On this Prime Minister's watch, the United Kingdom now has the worst levels of poverty and inequality anywhere in North West Europe.
With the fastest growing economy in the G7, because our economy collapsed last year.
To record levels this century.
Yeah.
More Tory austerity cuts will make this even worse. Scotland deserves better. There is clearly no chance of a fair COVID recovery under this Prime Minister and under this Westminster government. Isn't it the case, Mr. Speaker, that the only way to protect Scotland from Tory cuts and the regressive tax hikes is to become an independent country with the full powers needed to build a fair, strong and equal
now he's mentioned the
recovery
referendum.
for the people of Scotland?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I don't think that is the right priority for this country or for the people of Scotland. And I just remind him, actually,
the priority is taxing them more.
Leader of the Scottish government, who welcomed it when the Labour government put up NI by a penny to pay for national health service. He said, I'm absolutely delighted, there's a guy called John Swinney, I'm absolutely delighted that the Chancellor of the Exchequer has now accepted that progressive taxation is required to invest in the health service in Scotland, Mr. Speaker. I mean, get your story straight. This is more cash for people in Scotland. It's more investment for families in Scotland. It's good for Scotland and good for the whole of the United Kingdom.
Literally taking money off people in Scotland to pay for shit.
The growing populations of Grantham and Stamford require a long-term integrated healthcare strategy.
Oh, fuck off. Right, I've cut his sound. Okay, so, hello and welcome. I think I'm going to sack this off, if you don't mind. I will freeze for a moment, but I'll be back. So, hello. Just fixing this up. Cut the sound there. Okay, and hopefully we will have action in a moment. Come on. Right, there we go. Okay, brilliant. Here we are. Hello and welcome to the final round of HughesRound. It's the final HughesRound of the season, of the era, I think. I might come back with some more of these after I go to Ginger Island. After return from Ginger Island, I should say. But in the meantime, this is the last you're going to see of me in this format for the next couple of months, in fact. And so I'm going to dive straight into the comments here. We've got quite a few that have come through while I was swearing mercilessly at the absolute gobshite of all gobshites. That is Alexander Boris the Piffle fucking Johnson, the Pissle Johnson, the twat bag, the twat bag millionaire who's in charge of this country, who together with his twat bag chancellor, who is the richest MP, they have put up taxes for I don't like using the word poor because no one likes to regard themselves as poor, but the low earners, people who don't earn that much in the country, the amount that they have to pay in effective tax each year has now gone up. Meanwhile, the multi-fucking millionaires, the property owners, the 1 in 5 pensioners who are fucking millionaires do not have to pay an extra fucking penny. How is that fair? How is that right? Hedge funds managers, people who make all their money through hedge funds, through investments, capital gains, they don't have to pay anything more at all. But you do. I do. The rest of us do. And what are we paying for? The fact that the government has fucked the NHS through years of inefficiency, not just inefficiency, sorry, that's a bad word to use in regards to the NHS, because that puts the blame onto the NHS, in terms of cutting funding to the NHS over 10 years, cutting social care over 10 years as well. And now they think that they're being nice by capping social care at what, £86,000, which is nothing to a millionaire, but it might be more than in someone's entire life savings for someone who's always been on a lower income. Make no mistake, this policy of the Conservatives is classic Tory. Look after Tory voters and fuck everybody else. And that's exactly what they've done. That's exactly what they've fucking done, the bastards. And I'm sorry about all the swears, especially to me mum, who's probably watching this. Sorry, mum, about all the swears. But, you know, it sticks in my craw. So, who have we got today on the chat? We've got Chris Town, a millionaire who can't manage his money, flat decorated, foreign holidays taken and pizzas delivered and paid for by others are just 3 examples. Yeah. So the person decorating his flat, the person, you know, I guess if going on a foreign holiday, you'll be using a travel agency, the people who work in the travel agency, and the guy delivering or the woman delivering the pizzas will have to pay more on their earnings. But the millionaire, the lazy, feckless millionaire, doesn't have to pay shit all on their already money. And it's an argument I keep using about universal basic income. Either we have this and it covers everyone up to £10,000 a year or £11,000 a year, whatever it is, or we do away with inheritance. You're not allowed to give your kids money. You're not allowed to pay for your kids' education. You are not allowed to pay your children's mortgage deposits. There you go. New rule. You can't get something for nothing. You can't get something just for the product of being born to someone rich. No. We've got to have an equal society where everyone has to muck in equally to society. Everything's got to be equal. Fine then. Fine, let's be equal. If that's what you want. It's not really what they want now, is it? Because they're a bunch of bastards. Right. But do you know who's not a bastard? You're bloody wonderful. Thanks for sticking with me through thick and thin over the last, Jesus, I've been doing these since last November, so it's 10 months. 10 months I've been doing this. Wow. Rishi Sunak's wife is richer than the Queen. Oh, that's from 95 Winston. Oh my God. What? Panel boy, I was upset with Labour directing NHS money to IT mega projects and PFI. Of course, the Tories take it to a whole new level, indeed. Well, a lot of the money that's going to go to the NHS is actually going to go to private companies, healthcare companies that are going to be contracted by the NHS for services at a cost much more than it would have been if the NHS had just done the services in the first place. Yulikalula says Rishi Sunak won't be paying an extra penny on national insurance, nor will anyone in cabinet, probably in the Tory party and their cronies. Yeah, I think anyone over 50 grand a year is really going to be paying much more in their national insurance. It comparatively, the people on the lowest income are going to be paying a huge chunk, and they've been told now that they're not going to be able to have their £20 a week top up for their universal credit, which translates to £1,000 a year, which is a fuckload of money if you're living hand to mouth trying to keep the wolf from the door. It's a fuckload of money. This is an absolute disgrace. Also, in other news today, something I'd like to talk about. First of all, Brexit has now fucked bus services. Don't know if anyone saw this story. So basically, bus services are now being cut because there's not enough people to drive the motherfucking buses because of motherfucking Brexit. So not only have we lost tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of EU workers who were working in this country have gone, the British workers that are going to be needed to replace them won't be able to get to their fucking job unless they're rich enough to have a fucking car. Nice one. Oh, and you know what else has happened because of Brexit? You, if you live in the UK, can enjoy eating shit. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. The government has given the go-ahead to the privatised water companies of the country to dump shit, literal untreated shit, into our rivers and streams. Why? Because they can't get the chemicals they need for water purification from the EU because of fucking Brexit. So, next time you visit your stupid old twat grandfather or grandmother or great-grandfather, great uncle or great auntie who voted for this shit, please turn up with a cup of water with a big massive turd in it and go, bang, thank you very much. That's what my kids have to fucking drink now because you voted for fucking Brexit. Why did you vote for Brexit? Because you're a xenophobic piece of shit. And I'm fed up of people making excuses for these people going, oh, but they were taken in by the lie on the bus. No one believed that. Not even the people who put it on the bus believed that anyone believed that. It was just a fucking fig leaf to make sure, right, that people who were a bit racist didn't feel too bad about doing something that they knew would negatively impact every foreign-born citizen in this fucking country. Every single one. They know, this'll fuck them. So fuck off. I have no time for people who voted for Brexit. Now, because it has gone so far and so few of them have actually apologised, have actually been human enough. I don't like the word man enough, human enough to apologise. These lizard people, 52% of the population who voted to fuck some other people over. That's what they voted for. And don't tell me for 1 second that someone who's a nice person, who's a Lexiteer, who didn't know it would fuck over people in the bollocks they didn't know. Absolute bollocks they didn't know. And I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of mollycoddling them. I'm not into the whole, hug a lever shit. That's not me. If you want that, there are other channels available where people are a lot more sympathetic. I am not. These people can fucking rot in hell for all I care. Because what they have done to this country, they have destroyed it. They have made people's lives more difficult. They have destroyed lives. They have destroyed livelihoods. They destroyed businesses. They've gone round with a fucking wrecking ball going, I want change! Smashing shit up. And they look around, all the debris around them, of all the shit they've smashed up and go, oh, all this shit smashed up now. Someone's going to have to pay for that. I'm fucking not. As they piss off on the 5th fucking cruise of the year. Or they buy another property to add to their portfolio. Fuckers. This Tory scum government took away stamp duty for second homes. What, like people need 2 fucking houses? So that landlords, wealthy, greedy landlords who pretend that getting their children to decorate a house over the summer is a real job. Not for their children, by the way. They don't do shit. Being a landlord or a landlady, a land person, owning a property and renting it out to people on benefits who are basically getting paid by the taxpayer to live in that house. They're paying for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th mortgage of that fucking landowner. What the fuck? And we think this is acceptable because we're being cowed into this mindset, this fucking mindset of just, oh yeah, it's all right, it'll all work out in the wash, everything's fine, la 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 la. This country is going to shit. It is going to hell in a handcart. And the people who have pushed us down this fucking route are in charge and they are more popular than ever. So excuse me if I'm a little bit ranty today. It is my last one before we go away and I'll be, ranting on a tropical island. Maybe I'll have a better time on Ginger Island not thinking about this shit. But every time I think about it, every time I think about the millions of people, British citizens and EU citizens living here, British citizens living in the EU, who have been absolutely well and truly fucked over by this fucking vote, by this Brexit vote and this Tory fucking party. Boris Cunt Johnson and his toxic billionaire mates. Make sure that they don't have to pay for anything, do they? Little grubby bastards. No, we don't pay tax anyway. We've got it all scribbled away in foreign bank accounts. Absolute fucking gobshites to a man. Pineapple Boy has given me £4.49 calm down money. Oh, you're going to have to try harder than that. Kevin Hegarty. €5. Say it how it is, Graham. Get it off your chest. We all agree with you. Thank you, Kevin. I don't know if everyone agrees with me, but yeah, certainly if you've been watching this channel for a while, you should know my feelings about the current clusterfuck that is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, but not for long. That should be in the background. Should be in the and Northern Ireland brackets, but not for long. And the longer we put up with this, the more pathetic we look as a country. I mean, we've already looked stupid because we voted for Brexit, or a tiny majority voted for Brexit, I should say. But it's not just that, is it? Now we look pathetic We're like a beaten dog going back to our Tory masters, going, oh, but, you know, you're going to help me, aren't you? You're going to help me. And all of the people, working class people and Lexiteers who trusted Boris fucking Johnson and Nigel cunting Farage to sort the problems out of society. And all they've done is exacerbated them, made them fucking worse. Why? These people are millionaires. They do not need the job. They don't need to be a minister. They don't need to be an MP. They're just doing it because they're fucking bored, fucking greedy, and fucking corrupt. And power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I hope there's people out there. I mean, Kevin's saying people agree with me. Thank you, Kevin. I hope there's people out there who are as fucked off with this whole situation as I am. Because we don't need that many of them, to be honest with you. It was only 10 people in Florence in the 1500s who kickstarted the Renaissance. I mean, you only need a small group of very passionate people who really actually care about something. People said to me, well, it's not going to affect you too much, Graham. I'm like, that's not the fucking point. Do a sit here and go, oh, well, it's not too bad for me, so fuck the rest of yous. I live in society. No man is an island. Great poem by John Donne, written 400 fucking years ago. No man is an island, entire unto himself. You know, somebody fucking dies down the road, that affects you. Don't go, oh, well, who's died? Why's the bell tolling? Could be you. And there's a great line, isn't there? Thereby the grace of God goes out. Is that from A Tale of Two Cities? You know, this idea that if it wasn't for my just dumb fucking luck, I could be the one going up to the fucking guillotine. But by the grace of God. And that's the Tories in a nutshell. They're the people who think that because somebody else on the other side of the street trips over, they feel good about themselves because they didn't trip over. Aren't they smart? Aren't they clever? Because someone they don't know is gay, but they're not gay, so that makes them feel better about themselves. Someone that they don't know likes vegan sausage rolls from fucking Greggs, but they don't. Oh yeah, I don't like vegan sausage rolls from Greggs, therefore I'm a superior specimen of the human fucking race. Yeah, right, sure you are, knobhead. Whatever. I'm going to jump back into the comments. I'm sorry I'm not reading too many of them. I'm feeling a little bit ranty today, as you might have noticed. I'm sorry I missed the live stream last night with Max and Marcus from All Shorts. Hi, Marcus, by the way. Yeah, bit of a cock up at my end. A bit of a cock up my end. No, that doesn't work. bit of a cock up my end. I didn't know they were starting early because Max normally starts his live shows at 9:30, and I didn't know they were starting early. So I got on at 11:15 thinking, oh, they'll be wrapping up soon. I'll just pop in at the end and go, hello, everyone. I'm Graham. Come to my island next week. Metaphysically. No, actually come along by watching it on Ginger Vision. And by the way, we get the island set up for make it habitable again for human habitation. You'll be able to stay there if you want. It's going to be on Airbnb, so you book a place. Hopefully it'll fill up like a motherfucker, but seriously, you and I'll try and make it so that people who have followed the show from the start, you people watching this, get priority lane access if you do actually want to fly over to Bocas del Toro and stay on the island for a little bit. But you'll watch the show and you'll come to your own conclusion about whether you will enjoy staying on the island or not. Because I'll tell you now, it sounds a lot easier than it actually is. When you're actually there in the middle of the jungle, you're sweating your ass off, there's insects biting your face off, there's fire ants all over your fucking shoes, and you're stamping your feet going, oh my God, what am I doing here? But then, on those hot, beautiful, calm, halcyon days when there's a lot of skerrick, of a whisker of a breeze on the lagoon, and you just sit there and the water is just a perfect reflection of the sky, and there's this little fry fish swimming around in the water, and a squid or an octopus will go past, and an eagle-spotted ray will jump out the water and jump back in. You'll see the little fins of a pod of dolphins going past. Fucking magic. But You got to take the rough with the smooth, especially in the jungle. Marza says, hello, Graham. Wishing you all the best of Ginger Island. I missed your daily rants. I miss daily broadcasts. Take care and stay safe. Looking forward to more HughesRound. Thank you very much. If Marcus is still there, because he left a comment at the beginning. Marcus, if you're still there, let me know and I will send you a link on... I'll send you a link to Zoom on WhatsApp and I'll get you on here so we can have a little bit more of a chat about Ginger. Logged in, clicked on the live now icon, a first 5 seconds greeted with a motherfucker. Must be HughesRound. Thank you very much, Martin. That's good of you to say. David, I'd love to stay in the jungle with you, drinking the coconut and swim in the sea. Honestly, it's a lot harder than it looks. It is, and that's something that I realised after I did the Odyssey expedition. I should have made it look more difficult than it was. Because it was difficult, but I made it look less difficult than it was because I accentuated the fun bits, like the bits where I was pissing around and going to, like, you know, getting drunk and hanging around on beaches and things. I didn't accentuate the difficult bits, like waiting in a queue for 9 hours to cross a fucking border up in the mountain range somewhere with a cracking altitude sickness headache and, you know, filling out all these forms and like, oh no, this photo is not quite right. You're not looking in the right direction or whatever it was. Unicluder says, politics is the most backwards, deeply corrupt part of our times. Sure, there might be some well-meaning politicians, but look at Lisa Nandy, disgraceful compromise to Brexit. Yeah. But I mean, she's a true believer in Brexit. She thinks that it's going to be great for working people because she's not that smart. So she thinks that by having less foreign workers here, that means more jobs for British workers, which... if you are 5 years old, that makes perfect sense. But real life is a lot more complicated than that. And with foreign workers, we have beautiful specimen of a human being fully formed and qualified coming to our country. We didn't have to pay for their vaccinations. We didn't have to pay for their education. We did not have to pay for their university diploma or degree. We didn't have to pay for any of that shit as taxpayers. We didn't have to subsidise it at all. They come over, fully formed, and work in our country, and they pay tax on their earnings. We have an ageing population because less people are having children, or the fertility rate is going down in this country. And we have a glut of older people in the baby boomer generation who are called baby boomers because there was a baby boom. Like, there was more babies than there normally is at any given time to try and replace the people who all died in World War II. What we replaced them with wasn't particularly great. And not all baby boomers are terrible, terrible people, but a lot of baby boomers are terrible, terrible people. I mean, look, some millennials are terrible, terrible people as well. And some Generation F, as I like to call them, and the younger generation who are coming up, are probably terrible as well. But the majority of them seem pretty decent and seem to care about the rights of others and privileges and check their own privilege. And they also seem to, care about equality and fairness. Yeah, remember those ideas? Remember those ideals? Remember those ideals of society when we all got together and we all worked together for the greater good? We gave up certain rights to the Leviathan, as Thomas Hobbes put it, for the greater good, so we could all live together because life in its natural in its natural circumstances is brutish, nasty, and short. The only reason why we have got life expectancy so high as we do these days is because we live together in society and we look after each other. When people get ill, we look after them. People have an accident, we look after them. We don't just go, oh, you're not rich enough. Sorry, you're going to have to leave you at the curbside to fucking die. We don't do that. We're not meant to, but we are. And now society's falling apart. What a surprise. Explain how difficult it was on Top of the World. Deadline reminder, 31st of December 2021. I'm getting all these messages now from people like, I filmed something a year ago and I got a message saying, hey, can you get this thing to me like you filmed a year ago? And I'm like, I've got to sync up the sound to the audio and I haven't done that. It's going to take me ages. Getting messages off a mate of mine whose wedding I filmed 9 years ago, and he's like, Graham, it's our 10th anniversary next year. Do you mind sending that wedding video that you filmed? I didn't actually film it. I mean, like, I had a camera at the wedding. I wasn't professionally working. I didn't have a tripod. It was just a handheld camera, like slightly zooming in now and again to show that. I mean, I don't even know if I want to show them the footage. It's not that great, but, you know. Anyway, moving on. RC says, understand, peeps, the Tories don't have voters. They have lackeys who don't just vote for them, but are prepared to go along with anything the Tories say and parrot their talking points. Yes, that is very, very true, RC. And, lackeys, that's all they are. Spineless jellyfish who just go along with the crowd, like bullies, familiars. You know, whenever you had a bully in school, there was always a gang of, or usually one or two, but sometimes a gang of people who just followed the bully around, possibly because they didn't want to get bullied themselves. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. That's why I keep messing with my eye. And yeah, it's something where it's this natural pain. It's a thing that people do. It's a thing that children do, so they don't get bullied themselves. And that's what the Tory voters do. They think, well, if I support the Tories, they'll fuck over other people, but they won't fuck me over. And I've got to say, to a large extent, that's pretty true. The government do channel in more money to Tory councils than they do to Labour-run councils or Lib Dem-run councils or SNP-run councils or Plaid Cymru-run councils or Green-run councils. They put more money into the Tory ones. They do that. They do look after their own, like the fucking Crays. But like the Crays, they're a bunch of fucking psychopaths who would kill you and spit on your grave. That's what they'll do. They wouldn't give a fuck. They wouldn't cross the road to save your life. They don't give a shit. Where's the money? Where's the money? Fuck the morals. Where's the money? Marcus is saying, so tired after 3 hours debating with Max. Oh, Jesus. Let's have a look. Logged in. Steve Bradbury, Blackpool pensioner on C4 News, saying he would still vote Tory and it was all young people's fault because they want something for nothing. 1 in 5 pensioners are millionaires. Another 1 in 5 are living in poverty. How does that add up? How in the world of shit does that add up? It's just, and whenever we say this is unfair, we get characterized, characterized, I suppose is the word, by the right wing, going, hey, the lefties always going on like, it's just not fair. Yeah. You can put a silly voice on if you like, but that doesn't get away from the fact that it is not fair. That children today have less opportunity, less money, less horizons open to them than their parents' generation and their grandparents' generation. How fucking dare they kick the ladder away in the manner in which they've done this? And like that bloke in Blackpool, look, you're not going to change his fucking mind. Nothing will change his mind. He could come home and find Boris Johnson standing over the dead bodies of his grandchildren with a knife in his hand, and he would go and make Boris Johnson a cup of tea. That's how cowed and pathetic and spineless these people are. They have no dignity. They have no self-respect. It's painful to see. You gotta cringe when you see these people being interviewed on TV. I cringe in the same way that I cringe when I read about the Jonestown massacre. Over 1,000 people coerced into drinking poison Kool-Aid. Why did they do it? Well, tell you one thing, they forced the fucking Kool-Aid down their children's throats before they drank it themselves. Cunts. Hi, Graham. Been watching PMQs. Been some pretty funny references to Michael Gove in the previous few minutes. Okay, cool. I had to set it off because I just can't stand Boris Johnson's voice. So I can just about get through Starmer's questions and then Blackford's questions. But after that, fuck it. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Dennis Jones. Steve Bray reckons a civil unrest is true, as you cannot see it on the news. I don't know. If there was civil unrest, I'd expect someone to have sent me an email by now saying, hey, Graham, would you like to take part in a riot? That hasn't happened. Pineapple Boy, inequality is unavoidable, but it's the government's job to curb excesses, tax based on ability, spend public money with the efficiency to the good of society and create equality of opportunity. Well, yeah, I agree. Debbie, it says, Graham, they are bad people. As Tories, I see you affected. I wish to cuddle you. Thank you very much. Oh, that's very nice. Oh, you don't need to cuddle me. But yes, it's not me. It's not me that is well and truly getting fucked over by this. I mean, in a way, yeah, I could argue that. I could argue the fact that I can no longer work as a travel presenter around Europe like I could before. I now have to fill out a work permit for whichever country I want to work in. If the job is literally traveling around Europe, I'll have to fill out a work permit in every country that I work in. I'm someone who's been to every country in Europe. Like, that's something I do. I travel around a lot. Been to every country in the world. Matt mentioned it. So yeah, now if you're a young, up and coming, handsome Irish person who wants to, present a travel thing for either a company or a TV station in Europe, you are going to look much more attractive on your CV than I am. You don't have to have made a TV show for National Geographic, Lonely Planet and the BBC. No, you don't have to have done that. You just need to be more employable than me, which they are, because I've got a fucking British passport now, which is pissing worthless compared with what it used to be. The rights that it used to give me were amazing, and now all gone. Debating with Max at All Shorts. Max was MIA. Oh yeah, it wasn't Max, was it? It was Sir Ron Vardy, but something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing something while I'm talking to you, so I am paying attention. Jonestown, people with guns helped a bit. Yes, people were made to drink the Kool-Aid at gunpoint, apparently, but they all died. I don't think there were a handful of survivors who managed to get out, but not many. Missed it, DD. What was that? Were you doing a Love Actually moment with your video camera at that wedding? Lol. I can't even remember what the Love Actually thing was. I've been told off once for having at a wedding, having a camera at the back, at the very back, and the priest, vicar, child molester, whatever it is they're called, was at the front in his dress saying, "Can you turn your camera off, please?" And his excuse for it, interrupting the wedding, so I felt like a twat, you know what I mean? But his excuse for this was that if I recorded the music of the organ, then that would be the copyright of the guy playing. Oh, no, I give a shit about the organ. He was like, "Oh, can you when you make the wedding video, can you make really good organ music on it?" I give a shit about that. But yeah, basically they wanted money. So if you paid some extra money, you could record. You could have someone in the congregation, like a member of the congregation, someone who was invited to the wedding, basically filming it on the camera or their phone now, I guess, because everyone's got a bloody HD camera or 4K camera on the bloody phone to record things. They're like, no one can record this wedding for prosperity because the bride and groom didn't slip me an extra $5 for being able to do that. You know that the Church of England is a bit of a con. No, I don't mean a con, a business. It's a business. It makes lots of money. And if a church looks like it's going to cost too much to maintain, they just kind of sack it off. Which is a bit shit. Anyway, probably the Catholic Church as well. And so moving on, Houghton125, I think, responding to Kevin Hegarty, I think I was often referred to as the Dublin Agreement, EU agreement surrounding the movement of asylums within the bloc, I think, anyway. Yes, RC says, yes, Tory lackeys have blamed insert name of ethnic minority person instead. Yeah, and they'll also blame the young as well, which is part of this thing of I'm kind of getting a bit sick of people who are older being able to blame the young for everything, but when the young kick back and say, well, hang on, okay, boomer, and have a go at the old, oh, it's ageism, you're being ageist, stop being ageist, you ageist piece of shit. People who retired at the age of 53 on a full salary pension in the 90s and are now still alive and living it up, buying new cars, going on flights halfway across the world, getting on cruises, probably buying more property, I don't know, full salary pensions and taking early retirement. And they look down on people who are struggling to make ends meet, who are struggling to rub two farthings together. Graham, just realised, still want to sort out buying Man of the World from you, mate. Able to sort out Friday or later tonight. Thank you, Draconic. I knew there was someone that I needed to talk to about getting... it's going to be this edition, so it might have a ring on it from that cup, but it looks all right. But yeah, I'll be sending you this edition. It's my last one that I've got of the ones that I'm selling. I've got more. Don't worry, it's not my last copy ever. But yeah, I'll get that off to you. So, Draconic, can you send me a message on what's it called? Facebook. Can you send me a Facebook message, mate? And I'll get onto that after the show. Okay, so I don't know where Marcus is. Marcus, are you here? Marcus, come in, Marcus. I'm going to set up the Zoom. Graham just realised, blah, blah, blah. The Love Actually moment was when the cameraman only took footage of the bride and he was only their friend who had the camera. Oh, yes! that man who tried to wreck one of the only mixed-race marriages ever in cinematic history in which the story wasn't about the mixed-race marriage. Yeah, Love Actually. I mean, there's been some since then, but before then, I think that was the very first example of a Hollywood movie. I know it was British, but a Hollywood movie because it was paid for by, I think it was Miramax, actually. Was it Miramax who distributed that? Jesus Christ. Working title was the production company, but the distributors were American. The bankrollers were American. It was the first movie that I can think of that had a mixed race couple in which the thing of the story wasn't the fact that it was a mixed race couple getting married. Can you believe that? Yeah, I can. Because Hollywood is surprisingly racist, surprisingly sexist. You very rarely see a relationship, just a normal relationship, where it's a black man with a white woman in a Hollywood movie. It's becoming more usual now, but still, it's not quite there. And that is really disturbing when you think of something like Othello, which was written by Shakespeare, which is 500 years old and features a mixed marriage in it because it was fine. I know it doesn't end well for anyone in Othello, but that's not the point. The point is that, like, oh my god, like, seriously, when you look between the lines on some of these like movies, it's just like, really, you're still getting away with that? How? It's like the haircut that every fucking kid has in every fucking Hollywood movie, and you will recognize it instantly as the Muppet haircut, because the kid in Star Wars had it, the kid in Gladiator had it, the kid in Liar Liar had it, and it's remarkable the fact, and the kid in Jingle fucking All the Way had it. It's amazing that you can have a kid who's in a galaxy far, far away. You can have a kid in ancient fucking Rome, and they've still got this Muppet haircut that they give to all little twats on the silver screen. And I'm sorry to put that on child actors, but I don't know. I just don't think you should have child actors. I think we should just replace them all with CGI, to be honest with you, because they're invariably fucking terrible. I mean, look back at the first episode of Harry Potter. They are all awful. They're all absolutely shite at acting. It's painful it's really painful. They get better as they get older. But, like, that first one, it's Leviosa. Anyway, Marcus is here. Good, Marcus. Well done. I will send you a Zoom meeting request. That's quite fun. It's come as Richard at Grassroots for Europe. I better not sign in as Richard. That would be a bit rude. I think are we having a Grassroots for Europe chat tonight? I don't know. I haven't got a message about it in my emails. I might have to have a look. Right. God, choosing the count. Got a few. Oh my god, I got to verify it's me. Oh, I hate this. Yes, whatever. Oh, I've already got a message off Draconic. That was very efficient of you. Thank you, mate. Oh, shit. I've just missed an Amazon delivery. Oh my god. Well, that's because I'm down here doing this show, and Catherine is upstairs and can't hear the door. Shit, that's some stuff I need for the island. Okay, never mind. I'll deal with that after the show. In the meantime, I've got to respond to Google sending me something. Google, are you going to actually send me this thing? Well, I've got to select it gives you a thing where you got to select the number, doesn't it? Google. Oh, there we go. Yes, it's me. Do you want to sign in on Windows in the United Kingdom? Yes. If I was using a VPN, I'd understand this. But right, here we go. Host a meeting. Host a meeting with video on. I hope this doesn't mess up my video here. It might do. If my video goes off, I'm very sorry. It's Zoom stealing my feed. Launch meeting. Hello, McFly. Hello. Okay, that's launching. Right, all short. Taya, well done for putting Sir Ron in his place last night. Brilliant. Why are you supporting Amazon? Because the only place that delivers stuff the next day, and I'm going away on Friday. In fact, I'm going away on Thursday because I've got to get down to Liverpool on Thursday. So but yes, in a perfect world, I would not support Amazon in any way, shape or form. In a perfect world, I'll take a sailing ship to Ginger Island instead of a jet plane, which is going to pollute the fucking atmosphere. I'm going to feel really guilty about that all the way there and all the way back. But while I'm on the island, I will be trying to be as ecologically friendly as possible. In my defense. Okay, so right, so I am going to send a little thing to invite my good friend Marcus, who I've never met in 3 dimensions, by the way. I'm going to invite him along too. So, Marcus, if you want to check your WhatsApp, I've sent an invite link to your WhatsApp, so you should be able to get online using that, I hope. Let's see how we go. When Marcus comes online, I'll get him to join this meeting, which I'm putting together at the moment. Right, okay, so that's bubbling away. Do you need a visa for Ginger? No, you do not. No, you definitely do not need a visa for Ginger. And you don't need a visa for Panama, by the way. You get 6 months if you're a US citizen, Canadian, EU, UK, NZ, New Zealand, Australian, Japanese, bunch of other passports. You get 6 months entry stamp. 6 months on entry, which is fantastic. Shit, sometimes you do have to suck from the devil's cup. That's a bit shit, that, actually. I'm just thinking, like, because I've got to go and get my jab tomorrow. Not my jab, I've had my jabs. Got to go and get my COVID test tomorrow, and they're not doing any round here in Durham. I've got to go to Newcastle to do it. Right, here we are. Marcus, can you hear me, Marcus? Come in, Marcus. I can't hear you. You're very quiet, my friend. You need to unmute, turn your mic on. You need to come see me. Come see me. Come. We can make Marcus work. I'll should have flick across. This is Marcus at the moment. There he is on. I'm getting no sound, mate. You're gonna have to get your sound going. Go on, you work on that, and I'll bring you on. I'll bring you onto the show to talk about Ginger Island, where we are going. Oh, I think I can hear something. Speak, friend, and enter. No, still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Oh, shit. This is no good. Can you hear me, Marcus? Can you hear me? Nod if you can hear me. You can hear me. Okay, I can't hear you. You're not coming through on any way, shape, or form. This bodes well for technological problems that we definitely won't have when we go to the island. Definitely won't have technical problems when we go to the island. I guarantee it. Apart from all the technical problems that we're definitely going to have. Right, let's see if you can get Marcus. I'm so sorry. This really sucks. It's very unprofessional. I should have had this set up before we started. I can see Marcus's lips moving, but I can't actually hear what he's saying. Sorry, Marcus, I can't hear you. You're gonna have to speak up, mate, or turn your mic on. I don't understand why I can't hear him. Let's have a look. Audio settings. Test speaker. Okay, that works. Right, my speaker's working, mate. It's you. It's not me. It's you. This is fun. Oh, there! What have you done? I heard something. Something happened. It sounded like something got plugged in, but then wasn't plugged in. Come on, you keep. Okay, right. Marcus. If you can do me a massive favor and just keep trying to sort this out, so I can actually read you, as they say. That'd be great. I just keep trying to do that, and I'm going to jump back into the comments here on my feed in a moment. Actually, I've just got to sort out how Marcus looks. Not like, physically. I just mean how he looks on the screen. Okay, there we go. Marcus, hey, I can hear you. Yes. Oh my God, you're very loud.
My mixer thing. So I'm just on the little microphone on the camera now.
Has your mixer gone tits up?
It's gone do lolly. It's probably just that ability thing.
Okay. Could you move back a little bit from the camera, because you're a bit close. I've made you a bit smaller on the screen, so you're kind of in a weird little box. I put you in a box. Nobody puts Marcus in a box. I do. There you go. That looks a bit better. Yay! Split screen action. It's always good. Right. Let's jump into the comments. Who have we got here? Has he tried turning it off and on again? Marcus, have you tried turning it on?
I did.
Can you move a little bit more towards the middle of the camera? Because I'm cutting off your face here.
I'll take it around a bit.
Cut off your face and feed it to the dogs. Lively. This is surprisingly entertaining, says Joni. watching Graham and Marcus struggle with technical problems. That's going to be the show, isn't it? So, shall we just say, right, Marcus, for those who might not have been following proceedings in terms of what's happening with Ginger Island over the next couple of, well, it's going to be next 6 weeks, isn't it? So do you want to give you a little rundown about what's happening?
Oh, what's happening?
Yes.
Well, I'm getting a train to Paris.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be meeting Graham at Paris in the departure lounge, aren't we?
We'll always have Paris. And
then we're getting a flight to San Jose, and then we're going to be staying at night at San Jose, aren't we? And then,
staying at San Jose on Friday, and then we're going to get in the bus to the Panamanian border. We'll be stopping in Puerto Viejo along the way. We'll be popping in to see Pooh, say hello to Pooh. Hello, Pooh.
Hello,
and
Pooh.
then we're heading over into Bocas. Actually, one of my mates has got back in touch with me about, us going over there and said they've got an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment that we can use in town whenever. Wish I'd known that before I booked where we're staying on Saturday night. But yeah, we're going to stay in town on Saturday night, and then on Sunday morning, we're going to go to the hardware store. We're going to buy mattresses, stuff to build beds. We're going to buy, what else are we going to buy, Marcus? We're going to buy a drill.
Well,
a screwdriver bit.
A few minor tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, my luggage is already up to weight.
Yeah. You're gonna
I've got my little minions working and bonus glove.
Can you bring a little bit of extra toothpaste? Because I won't be able to take toothpaste on the flight.
Oh, well, it's under 100 mils, bro.
I've got a little mini 100ml one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toothpaste,
yeah.
Can't take any liquids, can I? Unfortunately.
You can take up to 100 mils, can't you?
Yeah. I've got little travel ones. But yeah, if you could take like a big tube of toothpaste, that'd be good. And Marmite. Toothpaste and Marmite. So I can brush my teeth with Marmite.
Where am I going to put all this stuff?
Don't worry about it.
My bag's already up to weight.
All right. Let's get back to why. Why are we going to this place called Ginger Island, Marcus? Can you explain?
We're going there to try and fix it up, make it, a venture, I suppose. And so we can create videos.
Well, yeah.
And so we can bully Graham and stuff like that.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. That won't be enjoyable. No, it'll be funny. It'll be funny. Basically, I won this island in a game show 8 years ago. Jesus Christ. And I lived there for a few years, and then I had to come back to the UK for various reasons. And I intended to go back to the island every so often, make sure it was okay. But I haven't been able to go back for 2.5 years. And in the meantime, it's fallen into, not rack and ruin, but a little bit of decay. So Marcus and I have got to go over there, fix up the island to make it habitable for you, basically. Because once we've been there, for you, no, not just for you, but for people who want to come and visit. I was pointing at the camera. And although we're going to come back after the 6 weeks, the island hopefully will be available for people to go and stay on the island over Christmas, New Year, into next year. Basically until we go back, hopefully. If it's successful, we'll go back and build an eco-retreat. But if people just want to stay in a little house and it can fit 4 people pretty much in the house fairly comfortably, you'll have all mod cons. You'll have a working cooker, a fridge, freezer. You might, if you're very lucky, have a projector and a stereo system, surround sound stereo system. Stairs down into the water at the boat dock, and a boat that you can. You won't be able to use it because you won't have a Panamanian boat driver's license, which I do actually have. I need to take that with me, don't I? Where did I put it?
You have to have a Panamanian boat driver's license.
Yes. This is my Panamanian boat driver's license. This is so cool. Look, there's me. There's me there. That's me. Looking all shifty. Back when I had hair. But it ran out in 2018, unfortunately. So I need to get a new one.
I can't believe you have to have a boat driver's license.
You don't have to, but it helps.
A captain's license.
I've never been asked by the police to see my boat driving license, but I had it with me just in case.
I've got my day skipper. I can do your navigation for you.
The fun thing is, if you're a local, your renewal on one of these is $10. If you're not a local, it's 150 quid. How mad is that? Okay, what's your baggage allowance and what's that in Mankinis? Well, I'm being cheap, so I'm just taking my little backpack. I'm just taking hand luggage. Marcus, you're taking check-in. What's in your inventory?
The check-in 23 kilos, and in there at the moment there's all sorts of like camera-related stuff and a pair of underwear.
Just one.
Yeah, one leg.
That Amazon delivery that I just missed, mate, that was probably the T-shirts, because I ordered some T-shirts. I did go to Tesco to get like a little pack of T-shirts, but they didn't have none because they said delivery problems.
That's rubbish.
I went to the doctor's. I went to the chemist to get some treatment for all my ailments before I go. And, I turn into a werewolf and there's a full moon. And, they didn't have my medicine because delivery problems. I was supposed to be getting a new battery for my phone, so my phone wouldn't die after a few hours because it's an older phone. And, that hasn't arrived because of, guess what, Marcus?
Is it to do with Brexit?
Yeah, Brexit delivery problems. So, yeah.
Ooh.
So that's why I went to Amazon, unfortunately. But, it hasn't worked out so well. Turn your underpants inside out and they'll be good for 6 weeks. Well, yeah, you got back to front inside out and the right way around inside out as well. So,
you just jump in the sea.
4 weeks.
Scrub yourself down in
Graham,
the sea. No,
what is this? Graham, are you reading my mind? How'd you do that? Everything you're saying is what I want to say you. Thanks for being real. Enjoy your trip. Oh, thank you, Christine. That's very nice. I don't know what I said, but yes, all good. I thought we were talking about underwear. Marcus needs to swap that change of underwear to some silverware. Ooh, bring some silverware, my friend. Bring a nice candlestick holder with little twirls in it to the island.
I seem to have a lot of things like microphones and cables and tripod-y type stuff and cameras. And...
It might be reference to silverware, silver-destroying werewolves when I tend to werewolves. And yes, I have had a haircut, for those asking. Yes, I've my hair's all
I'm just clipping my head.
Hey! The baldy bastards of ginger.
Not quite bald.
It's great. I mean, I saw an older picture of you that you sent to put on the website. So if you go on the website now, if you go on the homepage, scroll down. There's a Marcus Kett page now, which is wonderful, and you can read all about Marcus's life story. And there's a lovely picture of him there in a graduation gown with his degree.
God, yeah.
And yeah, I was hoping you'd have like a big, luxurious mane of hair, but you don't. So, but that I used to have one of them. And I miss it. Maybe this is why people become so bitter and twisted as they get older. They just want their hair back. They just want it back.
I'm always getting dusty and dirty. I just rinse it under the tap. I got fed up with it.
Well, what they say, you don't actually lose your hair. It just grows in other places. This is very true.
Usually the ears and up the nose.
I'm trying to decide, right, whether to have a shave just before I leave and not take me razor with me. I've got like a little electric razor. It's just more weight.
What about your bikini on? Obviously, if you're
I'll do that. That'll be fine.
What about the side?
Yeah. No, that's all right. Don't forget to bring a change of ribs. Marcus is a funny guy. That's in case you split my ribs. Oh, no, I split my sides. Laughing at Marcus's hilariousness. Which might happen.
I'm very serious, okay?
Very, very serious. So, when we get to Bocas, we'll be buying a solar panel. We've got to buy a solar battery. We might need to buy a solar controller and a solar converter a battery converter from DC to AC. Marcus, it's been in a storeroom for like 3.5 years, and I don't think it's there anymore. I've got to check. It was on the floor of a storeroom in one of the hotels in Bocas, in like the strong room, and I've contacted the guy who used to work at the hotel, who used to own the hotel actually, but he's like, I haven't been there for 2 years, Graham. I'm sorry, but I don't know. So we might have to buy that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and make sure that everyone gets their, people are chipping in for super chats and things like that, Marcus. As they're watching the show, we're going to hopefully make sure they get their money's worth. Yeah? That's on us to be entertaining.
And if you send me any requests, like pranks, I can do on Graham. Yeah, I'm very receptive.
Fuck off! No pranks. We're not doing that. Oh, gee, what have I let myself in for? Draconic. I started losing hair on the top of my head about 10 years ago. 37 years now. Letting the beard out as proof it could grow if it wanted to. Lol. I like the way you think, Draconic. Joe Hayes there. Hi, Joe. How's it going over in Ireland? Joe and I were gonna make a show where it was these little aliens commenting on things going on, and Joe was working on the animation for it. But it kind of, because Ginger's kind of taken over everything now, it's something that I'd like to work on in the winter. Do you know who's mad keen on that idea? Ben from 16 Million Rising, Ben Chambers. He's well up for doing one of the voices for one of the aliens, Joe. So yeah, when we get back, we'll deal with that. But sorry to keep you waiting there. Joni says, I've read that one. Marcus says Commando is the order of the day. No, Mark, we're not going Commando. Not in shorts. Oh my God, could you imagine? I'm taking.
You know what? Maybe a few years ago, but things kind of not developed. They're kind of like, how to put it? Devolved.
Yeah. Nick Carter says, pro tip, beard stubble trimmer, easy to keep it at a small. Yeah, no, I've got a trimmer. I mean, it's a trimmer. It's not a razor. It's a trimmer. It's an electric trimmer, which I use on my beard. On my beard. Good picture, Graham, says David. I think he's maybe looking at the website. Is he looking at you? Stanley says, is it going to be like Lord of the Flies, and are you the last two left?
Oh,
sorry, I've brought up. Oh shit! I brought up something that shouldn't have come up. Sorry, I'm broadcasting from my other screen, and I just brought up all our WhatsApp messages of us.
Oh, hello there. That's me.
Possibly swearing at each other. I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to.
The website does look good, mate.
I'm gonna have to knock your feed off for 1 second. The website, I mean, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Sorry, I've just knocked you off for a second while I just moved this WhatsApp message because I don't want people seeing who I'm talking to. There you go. Also, they might notice that I'm collecting Pokemon on the side here. Taking everything very seriously in this lockdown situation. Okay, so right, you're back on, mate. Sorry about that. Sorry for taking you away. But yeah, are you getting? So what are the entry requirements for Costa Rica and Panama as far as COVID is concerned?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
What? Oh well.
I hope you know.
Got to have you've got to do your little form thing online for both countries. You know about that, don't you?
No.
Can you have to do the same for France as well.
I've got to fill a form out. What? Do I have to print that out and fill it out in pen?
I'll send you a link over later because I've got them on here. Just like I thought they called it now. Carol, what's it called?
Ow! What's it called?
There's an online form you've got to fill out for both countries and also France. Okay. So it's basically like a declaration that you haven't, been.
And do I just print that out at home and just fill it out with a biro and turn up with it, or does it have to be submitted in advance?
Oh no, you can print it out and fill it in with a biro. Yeah. But I think the ones for Panama and Costa Rica, I think they're online forms.
But I thought these were the things that you could only do once you've got your test result, or can you do it before?
Yeah,
yeah. Because I thought you had to.
I've got the links for it up here. So
okay, because the travel certificate that you need.
That's it. Yeah, it's the health pass online.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
if you can send me the link for that. Sorry, housekeeping while people are watching.
That's it.
And you're getting COVID test tomorrow, yeah?
Yep, 11 o'clock tomorrow.
I'm getting a COVID test.
And then you've got the other one, which is a declaration, Jurado de Salud, de Passager or something.
I've got the NHS online health pass, so I've got a thing on my phone and I've got a printout of it saying I've been vaccinated.
These are more like declarations you got to do.
Yeah, okay.
To say that you have been sort of like,
So
about people with COVID.
This morning, I sent out press releases to like all of the usual media people, and every single one of them was like, "Hi, I'm Graham. You interviewed me. Here's the interview. Like a link to BBC Breakfast, a link to like Sky News, a link to CNN, a link to CBS This Morning, or a link to an article about me in the Mirror or in the Guardian or whatever." And I haven't got a single response yet. But this is what I wrote. This is our press release. Did I send you a link to this so you could read it? I did, didn't I?
No, you have. No,
I sent you a link to it yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yes, you did. If I WhatsApp, you did.
I'll read it out so you can get a gist of what's happening, because it won't be reported in the newspapers, apparently. International Globetrotter and Guinness World Record holder Graham Hughes, that's me, launches a new DIY reality show with a twist. It'll be like Grand Designs meets Lord of the Flies. I thought that would make them be like, oh, that sounds great. Who doesn't want to watch that? Are you looking for it now? Are you looking for the...
Yeah, I've got the link. No, I've actually read that. You reminded me when you said the first bit.
In October 2013, Graham Hughes, the first person to visit every country in the world without flying, Wikipedia link, was one of 16 contestants from around the planet chosen to compete on an American survival show called SOS Island, hosted by Les Stroud. With a mix of grit, ingenuity, and broad audience appeal, I've just taken the piss there. Graham successfully won the competition. The prize, a small private island in the Caribbean. Graham then moved to the then unnamed island, located in the cool, clear waters of Panama's Bocas del Toro archipelago, the following April. The island came with a house, a boat dock, and a speedboat. He lived there for the best part of 3 years, naming the place Ginger Island. Graham quickly learnt to live off-grid, fettle a boat, fix solar panels, look after chickens, grow pineapples, build things out of wood, and generally fend for himself, while opening up the island for his fellow travellers and adventurers who wanted to come and visit. However, in the summer of 2016, Graham received bad news. The Brexit vote. No. Also, his father had been diagnosed with vascular dementia. In 2017, Graham returned to the UK to help look after his dad. A few months later, the island was ransacked. Graham lost his solar panels, his cooker, the decking under the house, the wood panelling off the walls. The toilet was even nicked. Graham intended to return to the island in the summer of 2020, but COVID put paid to that plan. In his absence, time and tide have not been kind to the island. Now, finally, after several years away, Graham is going back, but he won't be alone. He is taking YouTuber Marcus Kett, a.k.a. All Shorts, with him. Does All Shorts always have to be in capital letters? Is that the rule?
No.
Oh,
if you want.
I always do it in capital letters. Marcus is a professional carpenter, qualified electrician, and the son of a master boat builder. He's also mad as a box of frogs. I hope you don't mind me saying that about him. Is that all right?
That's fine. I am.
Together, they'll have just 6 weeks to restore the island to its former glory, and they want to encourage as many of their friends and followers to come along for the ride. Not only will they be streaming their progress 8 hours a day, live and interactive on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. Once it's all fixed up, fans of the show will actually be able to stay on the island. Get ready for Ginger Vision. And then various links and phone numbers and things. So there you go. That was our press release. That has not been picked up by any major news outlet, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll have to think of more grassroots ways of growing our audience, Marcus.
Yes. We will just have to get out there and do it.
Guys, don't forget sunglasses and mankinis. Do you have prescription sunglasses, Marcus?
I don't actually. No,
never
not prescription.
Have you got contact lenses?
No, I don't have contact lenses either.
Have you ever worn contact lenses?
I only wear. My eyes are equal, so I'm quite lucky like that. So I don't need special glasses. I just get whatever is available because I break them. You see.
Have you worn contact lenses before?
No.
Oh, okay. Because if we go diving, if we go scuba diving, you're not going to be able to see very far.
Oh, that's far. I can see far. I'm not sure. I'm not long-sighted, so.
Oh, you're long-sighted.
So I only just wear them for reading.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, you're fine then. Jesus, yeah, I was worried then. I was thinking you won't be able to see anything.
No. My sight's not that bad. So and they're equal. My eyes are equal.
If the Kraken comes right up to you and attaches itself to your face, you won't be able to see it. Be too close.
Pretend that there's a Kraken.
Paul's saying, I'm sure the Mankinis will raise your viewing figures. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think that just turn people away. Especially like when it's either like Bad Grandpa and one hangs out the side.
Oh my God. Mark, can't imagine when I'll travel again, but not until all test requirements are dropped. Double jabs should be enough. Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of hoops to jump through, but when, I booked this, 6 months ago? So yeah, it was quite a long way into the future when I booked it, but yeah, we're still ploughing on regardless. Mankinis for Ginger Island merchandise shop. People are obsessed with mankinis. I'm not going to wear a mankini, okay? I'm just going to put my foot down on that. I don't know Marcus's feelings. Marcus, how do you feel about mankinis?
I think we ought to.
No, I think we ought to not. We were talking about the fact that, you feel like when I swear, like some people like it, but more people don't like it.
Yeah, I do.
I think the same.
Caroline listened. She said exactly the same thing.
You might find the same thing happens with mankinis. Like some people might like it, but I think they're going to be in the minority.
I think that scared them off. I have to admit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Am I just being awkward? Am I being the awkward one? Am I being the terrible?
Maybe. I think that I just have to stick with shaving an eyebrow off while you're asleep or something like that.
Do not shave an eyebrow off while I'm asleep. Jesus Christ, what's with you? Why do you have to cause all this chaos and destruction? Why? Can't you just let things be? Anyway, so God, this.
So shave the George flag on top of your head.
So you're going to spend most of the time pranking me? Is that the plan? Is that your secret plan?
But yeah, I've already got a list that's been sent by Twitter.
Oh, Jesus. What am I doing? Most people hate mankinis, but it would be hilarious, says Paul. Yeah. Suzanne says, no mankinis. I'm with Suzanne. I will not be wearing a mankini now or ever. Marcus, you know how to build a jacuzzi. Graham need to relax after swearing it to politicians.
Yeah.
Should we start, like, might get to the point where we've fixed up the house within, like, a couple of weeks, and then we're like, okay, what things can we build on the island that don't cost much to build? And we can, like, we can go out and find some driftwood and things and put stuff together. I'm thinking, we could build a jacuzzi. We could build a pizza oven. We get some stones.
I've got a pizza oven. I've got a pizza oven here. That's a proper.
Alex Green says, I like it when you swear, Graham. Shows your passion, but mankinis, no. Okay, I'll tell you what, though. Right, obviously, it's going to be the same sort of setup when we're on the island, where you can leave messages and comments and things as we're doing stuff and as we're talking in the Ginger Island Parlay. If someone does drop a metric fuck ton of money into the pot, I will wear a mankini for a metric fuck, but it's got to be a lot of money. It's got to be it'll be super chat plus. I would wear a mankini for a lot of money. If it paid for the entire solar system, the solar array setup with the solar panels, solar controller, bank of batteries, and DC to AC inverter. If someone's prepared to pay for all of that, yes, I would consider wearing a mankini.
They might pay you to keep the mankini off.
Well, yeah, that would be my preference, mate. That would definitely be my preference. Alex Green says 20 quid. Done. No, I'm joking. No, that is not a legal contract. It's all the contract, mate. Not worth the money not worth the paper it's printed on. Yes. Remember those black video ads from the 1990s. £21.50. Oh, now you're getting more like it. Lol, challenge set. Lol. I think people like the idea of me setting it up so they can pay for me to wear a mankini. I'd rather. I mean, that'd be something that we could do, Marcus. We could do challenges, couldn't we? That people set, and we'll say if we raise X amount of money to pay for the wood that we need to fix the dock or whatever we need to do, we can then say, okay, if we get the money to do this, we will fix the dock and we will do something ridiculous for your entertainment. We will debase ourselves for your entertainment. That's what it's come to. Wonderful. Are you up for that?
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll debase you.
Oh my God. Debaser. Great Pixies song. Sounds like DVD's extras territory, says Marcus. Says Mark, sorry, not Marcus. You're Marcus. Yeah, I was going to say as well, like, we're going to be getting loads of extra footage from this. So it's going to be, the setup's going to be during the day while we're working. We're just going to have a wide angle camera filming what we're doing. Oh, Wally's disappeared. Come back, Wally.
I'm here.
No, your picture's gone. It just says Wally Boys. Wally Bois.
Oh, no.
Wally Bois. So first I couldn't hear you, and now I can't see you.
Something's playing silly buggers here.
This is a disgraceful turn.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine, mate. I just can't see you. It just says Wally Bois.
I'll tell you what, I'm having problems with my computer, so I'll go on my laptop.
He's disappeared.
Are you back?
What's David saying here? Graham, you can wear, for me, the mankini. I'm joking, you don't need to wear mankini. No, I'm not going to wear a mankini. Are you not taking guitar, or are you buying one out there? I can't play the guitar, unfortunately.
I used to play guitar, but I have carpal tunnel now, so I can't.
Oh, shit. Does that mean that, how does that affect your work when you're...
Well, I'm fine. I just can't do like repetitive things for long periods of time. So the things like playing guitar, like fretting and what have you, that's a real problem.
Right. But
generally speaking, it's fine. I'm not, I work all the time, as you know, but so it's not really an issue.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it's not interfering with your work. Like, Bayerberg says this is going to be a beautiful disaster. That's a good way of putting it. Disaster in paradise. Paul thinks that you're putting on a mankini. And that's where you've gone to. We stopped talking about mankini. You're like, oh, you're obsessed. This is all your fault, Marcus. So what's happening?
Really?
What's happening with your video feed here? Because I can't see you.
My computer. What's happened is I can't even. My mouse has gone doolally. I can't move my cursor about.
Oh, no.
For some reason, all sorts of stuff's gone soup on my computer. I just got my laptop's about to come online instead. So yeah, it's either that or I deboot and boot up again. But something bizarre's going on here. This is weird.
We're just up to 1:30. I was gonna wrap things up. So yeah, do you want to just reset?
I can do that.
Reset and try again.
Opening up on.
I'm in the middle of the screen again. Okay, while Marcus is doing that, I'm going to turn his sound off so I can hear him, but you can't. And I'm going to dive back into the messages. Control-Alt-Delete time, says Kevin. It's probably a good idea. Wee Scott's dog says, Mankinis are so last year. This is the year of the loincloth. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be up for a loincloth. Marcus is fashion, sunglasses, and mankini, king of the jungle. Hard reboot, says Mark. Bayerberg says, do we have a schedule? Need to block off enough time to get every moment of Ginger Island. Yeah, Bayerberg, if you head over to the website, which is gingerisland.com, and head over to one of the links there is Ginger Island Live, and it'll tell you the exact times. In fact, the times are on the front page. So just go to gingerisland.com and you can watch it there. All the streams are going to be on my YouTube channel. They're going to go out on my Twitter, which is @everycountry if you want to watch it on Twitter, and also you can watch it on Twitch, and I'll be giving the links to all this kind of stuff on the website, and also you'll be able to watch it on Facebook if you're one of my Facebook followers, so I'll be putting it on there as well. I don't think that I can put it onto my Graham Hughes page. I think I've got to put it onto my own profile, so you will have to be a follower, so send me a follow request. I don't think you have to request to follow someone on YouTube, but yeah, you have to follow me. Andrew says, take a harmonica or two for around the campfire with beers after a hard-working day. That sounds like a good plan. A tropical kilt, says Yoni. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, actually. A kilt would be a good idea. Bayberg asking about the schedule. Just so you know, it's the time in Panama, the local time is the same as EST in the States. So it is 5 hours after GMT. Obviously, we're in British summertime at the moment, so it'll be 6 hours after. So we're going to be coming online at around... we're going to be coming online at around 9 o'clock local time, and we'll be showing you what we're doing on the island till 4 o'clock every day we're working on the island. So that translates to 3 p.m. British time to 10 p.m. We're going to be broadcasting straight from there, or we plan to, technical problems aside. And then the hour after that, so at 10 o'clock each night, British time, we will have the Ginger Island Parlay, which is going to be a roundup show of what we've done that day. And we're also going to be interacting more with people, leaving comments. Because obviously while we're working, we're not necessarily going to be able to react to comments and super chats and things like that. And we got Marcus. We got Marcus. Yes, I can hear you. Come in, Marcus.
That sound okay? Because that's just directly on my laptop.
Yeah, but you're looking like Wilfred from the Bash Street Kids. Oh, that's better. I can see you now better. Okay, so let me move myself across and I'll put you back on here. So, yes, Marcus is back. Rejoice in the world.
I rebooted my computer. I think it's my editor that eats too much power.
So have I crashed your computer? Have you lost all what you were doing today, editing wise?
Yeah, I think it's all that swearing.
Okay, I feel bad now. Okay. And after each episode of the Ginger Island Parlay from 10 to 11 o'clock British time, which will be 4 to 5 o'clock local time in Panama, we will be going over to the Desert Island Discord and we'll be chatting with people, the elite members of the Ginger Island tribe, which is going to be everyone watching this. So anyone watching this will be able to get on there, and then anyone who starts watching while we are doing stuff on the island, who contributes a set amount towards the Ginger Island Restoration Fund, they will be allowed access. The problem is, obviously, if we say anyone who gives £3 can join the Discord server, we might end up in a situation where we finish the show and we have hundreds of people on the Discord server and no one can get a word in edgeways because of all the people on there. So obviously we're going to have to look at that situation as it evolves, depending on how popular what we do is. I mean, if it's just you guys watching it, then that's fine. But if we suddenly get like lots and lots of people watching it from around the world, we will have to put a bit of a limit on the Discord thing. But yeah, you'll get to enjoy that, and you'll get to vote on what we do, and I don't know, set up pranks for Marcus. Would that be all right, Marcus? Set up
pranks for you?
Pranks, yeah.
On you.
Yeah. Use hashtag Ginger Island whenever possible. Yes, please do that. But yeah, that's it, Marcus. I just wanted you to come on to say goodbye because we're heading off.
Ta-ta!
into the great blue yonder.
I know, it's going to be an epic journey.
Yeah. So, any last messages before we step foot onto the?
Well, just follow the hell out of us and share all the videos and stuff. Just share.
Please do.
We need to get the message out there.
Please do. Once we start making the shows. Obviously, there's going to be like 2 different broadcasts. So there's going to be the one that's all day, and then there's going to be the one that's just an hour. So if you can share the shit.
What about the journey? Are we going to be uploading any videos on the journey?
Yep, that's my plan. So hopefully, when I get
we're going to have to get a card, aren't we? In
Costa Rica,
San Jose,
we'll buy a card. It'll be about
work a day, isn't it?
$15. We should be able to buy a card with enough process. What's it called?
I think it's only about 5 gig. But you need it for the day, don't you?
Yeah, we only need it for the day, and then once we get to Panama, we'll buy another one, and we will be showing basically from 3 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, on Friday. We should be going live as much as we can. Obviously, we probably won't be able to broadcast live from the plane, but we might do. I mean, we'll have a look into it if we can use the Wi-Fi on the plane, but it'll probably be dead expensive, I should imagine. And quite restrictive on what you can use.
Yeah, and roaming charges can be absolutely horrendous. Apparently.
Oh, I'm gonna take my SIM card out of my phone.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
But yeah, I'm on gift-gaff, so to be honest with you, it wouldn't work in other countries anyway at the best of times. But yeah, we should be back on Friday with our journey. I'll probably come online. Actually, doing it at 4 o'clock in the morning would be stupid because no one will be watching it. Marcus, when you meet me at the airport, I'll recognise you. Transfer lounge. I'll be wearing my hat. But when you meet me, we'll sit down and we'll start broadcasting. So it might be a little bit ad hoc to get started, but once we get onto the island, we'll be proper, scheduled, sort of live feeds and things like that. Is that okay? Is that okay with everyone? Is that acceptable?
No. No.
Don't forget the string vests and sunblock, says Unicaluda.
Oh,
Steve Bradbury says, why does Ginger Island Facebook page say it might break community guidelines? I have no idea. I haven't looked at it in years.
He's swearing a lot.
No, I just set the page up. I've not added anything to it for a very long time. Live video of you meeting. Yeah, we could do that, Nick. Yeah, we'll try and work that out.
I want to do the hairy chest thing where we run to each other with our hairy chests and we swap hairy chests.
Okay. No.
Okay.
No. I'll put the kibosh on that. Okay, I'm sure I'll speak to you before, Marcus. But everyone else, I will see you on Friday for the first.
Quick question for you. Coming into Panama, I'll be on Saturday, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's well within the 72 hours.
Yes, well within the 72. As long as you get the test tomorrow. I'm getting my test tomorrow.
Yeah, again, it's 11 o'clock tomorrow.
I'm
also
getting
forms as well. You get an echo?
Echo?
Hello?
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 Is it on?
Hello?
Is it? Mother, can you hear me? Right. No, that should be fine. We'll chat before then. Look, it's wrong hand. It's 2 days to Ginger Island. 2 days to go until we head off to the Caribbean.
Nuts.
Fingers crossed.
It's nuts.
So long as both of our COVID tests come up negative.
I think mine will be fine. Unless mother-in-law, who's travelled from England, has brought it with her, but she's got negative COVID tests as well. So
okay,
I think I'll be all right.
Okay, all right. Let's do this, mate. Let's do this.
All right, it'll be fun.
Thank you to everyone who's been watching over the months. Thank you to everyone who supported HughesRound, Hughes at 10, Hughes of the World. You've been amazing. Thanks to everyone who supports all shorts on his channel.
Put it in the chat if you think Graham needs a swear box.
A swear box for the island. That'd be quite fun, actually. Could we have like a chart? Could we have like a tariff? So depending on how bad the swear word is, I have to pay more money. So it's like it goes up and up and up, and then like the top one is Jeremy Corbyn. If I say Jeremy Corbyn, I've got to put £100 in the swear box.
but phrases like I don't know, flatulence, bags of wind filled with custard. I think that's fine. I think you'll get away with that one.
Oh, good. All right. So anyway, thanks for the super chats. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the love and support that you have given this channel over the last 10 months. And it just leaves it for me and Marcus to say, see you soon, okay? Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Mi amigos. Ta-ta. Let's go. All right.
Au revoir. Bonjour.
Hello, good evening, welcome. And goodbye.
And all that jazz.
Our audio's still on, by the way, so if you want to say something.
Yeah,
that's all, folks. A hearty cheers to all my patrons and YouTube members.
I've got an itch.
You got an itch? An itch you just need to scratch.
Oh, that's all right. I've done it. Scratched. That's fine.
Do you fancy coming? Do you fancy coming to a tropical island?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe one day. I don't know when though.
Okay, let's do it. All right. Take care, mate. Ta-da.
All right, you be good.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.